Hello. When you start your IB journey, you might be a little bit daunted and be a little bit scared about writing a course outline for verification. So this video is meant to just give you a few tips and tricks and hopefully make it easy. First of all, we'll have a look at the blank course outline, and then we'll have a look at a few samples. It's always a good idea to attend a Cat 1 workshop because they will help you there to write a course outline, and that is part of the Cat 1 whole aim of the game. And the next thing to do is to download the guide, and then you might not read the whole guide, but just go through the guide and get a really good idea for what's happening in there and the course structure. That will make a big difference for you. Just try to get a sense for the flow of the course and how the assessment fits in and where all the topics go, etc. Then you'll need to fill out the course outline document. And this is just to give you some rough detail so that you can commence teaching and the IB can get a sense of the fact that you're not going to disadvantage students in the process, which is a legitimate thing for them to do. If you want to, at the end, you might construct an assessment plan. I always find it's easier for me to understand a course if I understand what a kid has to actually do at the end, and then I can backward map it a little bit. And it's always a good idea to have a look at past papers, but that can wait a little bit. Okay, so let's have a look at the actual subject course outline template that the IB will supply to you that you need to fill in. There's one for each group. And you just put the name of the subject in there. Your coordinator will give you the school code, etc., and you'll commence to write it. So you'll go down through here, and it's not too hard a document to understand. You go through year 1 of the course, year 2 of the course, and this will obviously expand out. You'll have to decide on the minutes, contact your coordinator about that, and then essentially it's filling in the boxes. But by the time you come to the end of filling in these boxes, you should be getting a fairly good understanding of the structure of the course and where it's going. So you want to be able to know about the the internal assessment requirements. We'll talk about that later. The links to TOC, approaches to learning, international mindedness, and how you're going to develop the IB learner profile and what resources that you might use. So let's have a look here at a couple of courses that have been filled out. This one is actually for film. So you can see here how many minutes and classes are going to happen a week. And then in year 1, we're going to have these particular components of the course. This will be the actual content. You'll find all of this in the guide. And then what resources we're going to use, etc., and how we're going to do this. So this gives you a little bit of an idea on the standard that you need to get to and to the items that you need to put in there. As you get into year 2, you'll see there'll be some further information about assessment, how long it's going to take, etc. So it's important to just gain an overall understanding, a quick synopsis of the overall course. Let's take a look at a group 4 one. This is a science one, and you can see here that they've labelled the course workshops that they've been to, and that's a really important thing. If we come down here, once again, we've got the minutes, we've got the units on the side, we've got all the things, how many hours it's going to happen, what assessment instruments are going to be used, etc., and then all of the resources. So as we go through here, it's a science one, so we'll see that there's a group 4 project. That's a project that's specific to the sciences, where all the science kids from different subject groups get together in a collaborative task. So you go through all of this and you'll see the different topics coming up and the different units. You'll see also that in many of the guides, the HL kids will only do certain topics. They won't do all of them. Then here's a description of what's actually going to happen in the Group 4 project. Then down the bottom, we're going to have some links to TOC. So in TOK, we're asking different types of questions. There is also evidence that an individual already consumes protein, and so what do studies tell us about that, and how is knowledge constructed in science? So that'll get us back to the question, is the protein myth real, and how do people decide that? Who do you believe? How did they construct that knowledge? If we do have it, is the scientific method worthy? This outline also goes further and explains how that lesson might unfold. In the course outline, we also need to be thinking about how we're going to teach this course. So we need to be thinking about research skills and how that will happen in our sports and exercise science course, and how we're going to teach the classes in order to promote that. International mindedness is something sometimes we struggle with, but it's probably staring us in the face anyway. It's about engaging with global issues of importance and giving them a local perspective and linking local issues to that, to the global sort of impact. So once again, a little lesson is described here about what's going to happen and the resources. And so the last one of the last things is that we need to try and be thinking about, all right, the learner profile. We want to produce students that are, can move and operate in the world in a satisfying manner, but also to make an impact and to learn and become lifelong learners. So in this case here, in this unit, they're going to concentrate on the idea of people being balanced, to understand the principles of training and the components of fitness and in the world around them for health and performance. And so that will help them to be inquirers and to be a little bit more critical thinking. And you'll notice that critical thinking skills maybe can come out strongly when we're thinking about the top skills above. The course outline can then finish with the resources, and you can add further things at the bottom of the document. There's no stress about that. So just to recap, the first thing is to do is get yourself back into the guide, understand the nature of the subject and the course itself. You can find the guide on your MyIB. Go and see your coordinator if you don't have your login, and get that sorted out. One really important thing that can really help you understand the course is the teacher support material. There's always lots of work in there, and there's also lots of assessment items that you can find on MyIB. Here's an example of what you might find in the business management teacher support material. It's actually a new curriculum. So they've got a summary of the old curriculum and the new curriculum. Curriculums are changed every 7 years, remember, so this will happen to you. Another example of the teacher support material for the CP program. You can come in here and you can look at student work. You can look at the reflections on planning and progress forms, and you can find out what's going on in there. There's also going to be examples of unit planners, etc. Then we can jump back to the guide, and we've got diagrams and all sorts of things that are going to really help us in our guide. Remember, the guide is your safety net, your Bible. It's going to have all the things about your syllabus in there and how you can get organized. It's going to have all the content. This is some biology content and what you're asking. It's got the unit questions in here, the guiding questions, how you should approach this. So it's not too hard to get some ATL type approaches to teaching and learning activities into that. The guide's going to tell you how long you should spend on SL and HL for these particular topics. We're looking at business again. And the guides will also really give you some strong links to theory of knowledge in each of the guides. There's links now. The IB is putting them all inside, so you can find that out. So, here's some good questions. What is the role of imagination and intuition in the creation of a hypothesis in the natural sciences? So, how creative, what's the creative impact on knowledge, and how do we figure that out? How do the tools that we use shape the knowledge that we produce? So, what type of tools do we have, and how do we use them? So there's lots of information in the guides about theory of knowledge and the links, so you can use this to fit into the bottom of your course outlines and start thinking about possible structure of lessons. There's also going to be links in there to the extended essay and to CAS, creativity, activity and service. These are important things in the inner core for the IB. So just to finish, you can see also that there are links in the guide to the learner profile. So everything's in the guide. You should be able to find it out all from there. Good luck in writing your course outline. Don't worry too much. There's people that can help you. Your coordinator can help you, and your fellow teachers, and we'll put you in touch with people, and you'll be able to gain an understanding of the course by completing it, and we'll soon be able to be teaching it and enjoying the content and enjoying the success that we see in our kids. Thank you.